Saggi the Dark Clown is one of those cards that always kind of seemed out of place in Kaiba's deck. I mean, for a guy known for running the most powerful monsters, it seemed odd that he had a 600 attack vanilla appearing pretty often, showing up in the very first episode against Yugi, and again against Yugi and Pegasus later in the Duel's Kingdom arc, and staying with Kaiba even into the dark side of dimensions. Surely there were better targets for Crush Card, although I think I read somewhere that it was one of his first cards, but for a guy who prides himself in not being attached to things, that's neither here nor there. Along with Saggi is his cousin Peyton the Dark Clown, who is notoriously known for missing the timing, but he is a Dark Clown nonetheless, so we'll begrudgingly include him in the Dark Clown archetype. The premise of this archetype is simple: steal as many things from the Batman comics as possible. Just kidding. Sort of. The premise of this deck is clowns traveling and working together. So think of the cliche clown car where the door to a small car opens and a bunch of clowns magically pop out of there. The Dark Clown monsters are pretty weak on their own, much like Saggi and Peyton, but the more Dark Clowns you have on the field and in hand, the more powerful effects you can access. Let's go through the monsters to show you what I mean. We'll go in order from strongest to weakest. So with that in mind, we'll start with the Clown Prince of Crime himself, Joker the Dark Clown. He is the only extra deck monster of the bunch and the only one with more than 1000 attack, coming in strong at 2000. He can be XC summoned with 3 Dark Clown monsters, and when summoned, he adds a Dark Clown monster in your graveyard back to your hand. Another effect he has is that if a Dark Clown monster you control would be removed from the field by an effect, you can detach a material from him instead. And his final effect is that while he has material, other Dark Clown monsters you control can attack directly. And you'll see why that can be a pretty sweet thing thanks to this next card, Bane the Dark Clown. Bane is fittingly the powerhouse of the main deck bunch, but he adds muscle to everybody. For every Dark Clown monster you discard, and this is a quick effect, every Dark Clown monster you control gains 500 attack. And one thing this guy has going for him is that he's not once per turn. So you can pitch cards one at a time and at various points in the turn if needed. Bane, of course, is a prime candidate for Joker, so allowing him to attack directly and allowing him to boost the attacks of other monsters so they can attack directly while Joker is on the field as well. Next up is Riddler the Dark Clown. True to his name, as well will be the case for all these Batman villains, the Riddler makes your opponent figure something out. You can take 3 Dark Clown cards with different names from your deck, and your opponent tries to guess if one of them is a monster, spell, or trap. If they get it right, you add that selected card to your hand. But if they get it wrong, you add any of the cards to your hand. So either way, the Riddler is a +1 who can get more cards to activate other Dark Clown effects, and at best, he can get you the exact card you need to either build or protect your field. The next one, coming in at 800 attack, is Ivy the Dark Clown. Ivy has 2 effects. First, no other Dark Clown monster you control can be destroyed by battle except this card, which means if you got 2 of her on the field, your Dark Clowns are protected in battle. And this can pair pretty nicely if you also have Joker on the field, because that protects your Dark Clown monsters from being removed by effects. Her other effect is that if your opponent gets rid of her by battle or by effect, her Poison Ivy destroys any card on the field. Next, we have Freeze the Dark Clown, the Ash Blossom of the bunch, but in some ways even better. He works when in hand or on the field, and you can send him and another Dark Clown monster in your hand or on the field to the graveyard to negate and destroy any card or effect your opponent activates that either adds a card from their deck to their hand or special summons from the deck. The 600 and 500 attack Dark Clowns are Saggi and Peyton, so we jump down to 400 for Two-Face the Dark Clown, who's got a pretty sweet creature swap-like quick effect where you discard or tribute a Dark Clown to switch control of this guy with an opponent's monster, and whatever monster you get is treated as a Dark Clown so it can work with your other Dark Clown cards. Next, we have Scarecrow the Dark Clown, who is kind of like Doom Caliber Knight in that he negates the first monster effect activated per turn, although he doesn't destroy it. He also doesn't destroy himself, and it only applies to your opponent's effects. And he can only work if you control only Dark Clown monsters. I don't know one of these Dark Clowns that's all about disrupting and clowning your opponent when they try to do things. The next one is Mad Hatter the Dark Clown, who shares some similarities with Two-Face, but accomplishes things differently. You can discard or tribute a Dark Clown monster to target an opponent's monster and take control of it, and it is treated as a Dark Clown level 3. So unlike Two-Face, he doesn't give himself up, so it's not an inherent -1, but he does target and isn't a quick effect. The 100 attack guy is the engine of the deck Penguin the Dark Clown. He's got 2 effects, both which can be used at a hard once per turn. First, you can shuffle back another Dark Clown monster from your hand or deck and add a Dark Clown card from your deck to your hand. Second, you can shuffle a Dark Clown monster from your hand or field to the deck and then draw a card. And if it's a normal Dark Clown monster, i.e. Saggi the Dark Clown, then you can draw an additional card. Obviously, this guy allows you to trade in any Dark Clown you have for the one you need, but he really begins to shine once we get into the spells. But before we do that, we do have the 0 attack Dark Clown of the bunch, Quinn the Dark Clown. She's got a quick effect where she can discard herself to special summon a Dark Clown monster in your hand. Then, you get to add any Dark Clown monster from your deck to your hand except Quinn. So she too has that toolbox-like effect where you can get a clown on the field and fetch the clown you need. Being a quick effect has its advantages too by allowing you to put a guy like Two-Face or Scarecrow on the board while searching out for freeze on your opponent's turn. So those are the monsters. Alongside Saggi and Peyton, that's 11 main deck monsters. As mentioned previously, a major premise of the deck is to have a bunch of clowns running around, so this is intended to be a very monster-heavy deck. With that in mind, there's only one spell and one trap, but both have a lot of power. The spell is Dark Clown card, the real star of the show. It's a continuous spell that allows you to special summon any Dark Clown monster you draw, and if you do, you get to draw another card. And if that's a Dark Clown monster, you get to repeat and repeat until you either run out of monster zones or draw a non-monster Dark Clown card, or draw a non-Dark Clown card. And in that case, the card blows up, i.e. the Dark Clown card is destroyed. The card also blows up during your next standby phase. So there's really 2 ways to get the card going, either waiting for your draw phase, or draw effects, which is why I mentioned Penguin as being the engine of the deck, since he's the one that has a draw at will effect. So much like a clown card, the idea is to run a monster-heavy deck where you keep drawing Dark Clowns to flood the field and benefit from all of their effects. Finally, we have our trap of the deck Dark Clown in a box, which, like it sounds, springs a Dark Clown on your opponent by summoning any of them from your deck, and if you choose, pair it with a virus card, which will usually be Crush card, but theoretically can be any of them, paying homage to Kaiba's use of Crush card with Saggi. Or even if you forego the virus effect, you can at least get any Dark Clown on the field to benefit from its effect. So that does it for the Saggi support. Hope you all got a kick out of the design and the call out to Batman, and would love to hear anything you'd add or change about this deck, and make sure you like and subscribe. Next up, we'll jump from clowns to cartoons as we give Pegasus's favorite monsters a complete makeover.